Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It is 10 o'clock. We're going to call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum here. Item number 2 is to deliberate and consider possible action regarding the FY26 proposed budget. And I suspect that's going to be our main topic today. And I think I would like to begin with a mistake that we made, and I'll take the blame for it. I should have caught it myself on Monday, and that was that we determined the volunteer fire department's rate in trying to give them $2.50 more per run. We considered their rate at the current level at $5 instead of $15, which is what it is. So we ended up settling for $7.50 instead of $17.50 is what was requested. And I just want to make that correction and just make sure that we understand that we're talking about $17.50 per run rather than $7.50. Anybody have any questions about any of that?
I think everybody's good on that.
I think so, yeah.
Same increase.
We
just had the wrong number.
It's just the wrong number that was in there, but it sure sounded like we cut the fire department's run rates down about half or whatever, and that was not the intention whatsoever. On top of that, okay, let me throw something out there you guys haven't heard of yet. They had also asked for a sum of money in addition to increased roll rates. I don't think we can go the whole 3,000 is what was requested, but I'd like to give at least 1,000 per department. And I'll just throw that out there for discussion here for any of you to.
Well, that's what we talked about Monday. We talked about giving 1,000 department, and then we decided to put it into the call instead of the per department.
Yeah. And I'm saying both is basically.
Yeah.
Well, we really don't know, Judge, what we're spending on calls. This year we spent $46,000 on calls. We really don't know what that number is because we can't control that. So I mean, some of the departments I know are getting $8,000–9,000 a year in run money.
Okay.
And like I said, that's just a number. We really don't know how to budget, what they're going to give. So I'm where I was last week on that. I'm absolutely support the $17.50.
Okay.
No issue. But like I said, we spent $46,000 on runs this year. I believe it's the number. So.
Okay. And it's my understanding that there's a possibility that's going to go up this year too. But while we have a couple of experts here, either one of you like to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay. If you would identify yourself.
I'm Kyle Patterson. I'm the chief at Callisburg Volunteer Fire Department. You said 9,000 on the
I
department?
can show you one that's got 553 runs, $8,200.
Us,
I said one department.
500.
53 runs times $15, and that's just one department, and that's not the busiest department.
I want to say our check, the total sum amount last year, was around a little over 23. I'd have to go back and look. And we ran probably close to 500, 460 something, 470. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
But we're believing that we paid the $15 for everything you guys.
Right. And there's been times where I know y'all have like a reimbursement on some of the grant things, and there's been times I have not submitted that to you guys to get reimbursed for that little sum of money that we came out of our pocket with to help with our grants.
That matching money's out there.
Yeah, I think last year I may have submitted something like $1,000 or something on a PPE grant we got. So I did submit that. So we're probably on course right now to run probably close to 500 this year.
And so you're subject to receive that same $8,200 in addition to your $17,000 plus whatever you get in match money.
And I would
Well, it'll
definitely.
be more than that now because that was at $15.
Right.
So when we go to $1,750, then it's going to be 550. The number of calls times
Yeah.
1,750, and it's not equal for all departments. I mean, you get
No.
some of the smaller. You guys, it varies. Depending.
Yeah, and I understand that, you know.
And see, the problem we have is if that number increased by 1,000 times 1,750,
Right.
you know, it's not, if all these numbers was tied to one department, it's rather small. But when you multiply it times 10 departments, I mean, right now, this year, we've spent $203,885 on the departments, and we don't have all the call volumes turned in. And that's not including the $696,000 that we spent on the upgrade for the radios. So we spent about $900,000 this year on fire departments. It's not all in your line.
No, but I'm trying to figure out with just 10 volunteer fire departments, say 900,000.
Well, it was to incorporate and bring you 700 megahertz up to phase 2 and give you guys a channel.
We don't use the 700.
Well,
I'm trying to get on board with our AFG grants as far as, we
Well, there was
possibly-
other departments pushing for that.
I mean,
so.
that was the conversation last year, and that's what the fire
Right.
department
So-
as a group said, hey, if you will go give us a channel. Now, I still don't necessarily understand the need for the channel, when everybody's got.
There's been times, I tried to get the dispatchers here a while back to patch EMS over to me, and when I requested it, I didn't get nothing on the radio.
Well, and that's when you need to pick up the phone and call somebody real time the next day, and we'll go back and we'll pull the tapes. And I don't think the sheriff has any problems with the
Right.
deputies, and if we need to go talk to Wes, then we can fix that. I think a lot of it's educational, and some departments use it a whole lot more than others because they're sitting out on I-35.
Well, like I said, we have our grant in, and I've heard through the grapevine that we're on the list. Nothing is official yet, us and possibly Valley View with the AFG grant. So, I mean, I paid a grant writer out of North Carolina to write my grant. So I'm out $2,000 just for that guy. And then as far as our tanker, I've been trying to get one since 2022. The estimated quote at that time was $360,000 for that truck. It's now over $550,000. So, and now I suffered a catastrophic loss on it. It's out of service. Last year it was out of service for 7 months.
We
We're
have-
having the same issues you are with buying equipment and everything.
But you know, with that being said, I had to pay the grant writer in Wise County another $1,500 to help write our grant. So I don't know. They still not through with the rounds awarding, departments. So
I know we don't have the funds to reimburse for the grant writer, but we do have certain funds, right, Adam, that reimburse for part of the matches.
right.
But you
yes,
said you
yes.
hadn't submitted
Yeah,
all that.
That is in the contract.
You gotta just be sure to submit all that. And I know it's a lot of work to submit it, but
I think it's
the-
$20,000.
It's up to 20, split between
to
all
help
the
assist
departments.
in that. Make sure you submit every dime you can on that too. Otherwise that, it's not getting you.
But we've been, like you guys, we pinch pennies. I mean, when I started my department 11, 12 years ago, we had 8,000, so.
Like I said, out in the hall, we understand, like it's all about money. I'd love to give every department $1 million if we had it.
Well, I mean,
Then I'd be assassinated on the courthouse step for
yeah,
raising taxes.
I get that. And,
Well, and it's our worst budget year we've had in years. I mean, we're gonna net like $69,000 this year in new money. New money is what's generated off of new bills. We're gonna
Right.
net about $69,000. Our insurance went up $362,000, and that's before we ever got any requests from department heads for ambulances and stuff of that nature. I mean, we're cutting our own organizations. We held you guys flat. We didn't cut anything. Actually, hopefully that extra 250, excuse me, in runs will help.
I just think that, and it don't have to happen this year or next year. Well, I think we all need to sit around and come together and figure out some kind of different way of helping fund some of the volunteer fire departments. I know some of them, they got a tremendous support from their community and their cities and whatnot, but where we're at, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of commercial business, you know, so like some of these other departments do. I don't know what the answer is to all that, but
I mean, trust me, we appreciate you.
Oh,
just
I know.
like the community
I
does.
know. I mean-
And it's gotta be a team effort.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we all gotta be able to fund it, and so, but I appreciate everything you do. I mean, especially when we're out there in the middle of the night cutting trees out
well,
of the
yeah,
roads.
yeah,
and-
that we don't mind that. It's just when my members they start losing morale, you know, it's tough to keep them.
Motivated.
Yes, yeah, it
And-
is. So.
And like I said, we're sitting here with 263 employees, and we gotta try to keep them.
I understand that. I understand that.
So,
That's
I
kinda
don't want you
where I-
guys to think we're abandoning. I mean, our goal would be, as our revenues increase,
Yeah.
as we grow, then and our revenues increase, we can help you guys more. But it's gonna take a year or two, you know.
I get it.
Yeah. But I appreciate you showing
Okay.
up and contributing.
All right, no problem.
So, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank both of you for being here too. Appreciate that. That was the main thing I wanted to get done today was correct that little error in the run rate, which, so at least you'll benefit the run rate increase this year and everything else. This probably just isn't the year after all for the stipend or whatever it might be, but keep that in mind for next year. Hopefully it'll be a better year next year. And we do appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Do y'all, I know at one point y'all had what do you call it, chiefs meeting or whatever, where all the chiefs, y'all had a little organization going, y'all disbanded that.
What, I'm sorry?
Y'all kind of disbanded that? kinda-
I wasn't the chief when I
The Chiefs still have a chief, but we don't have the county association meetings.
okay.
It used to be where everybody would come. Well, it got to be, it got off topic a lot, so we just went to a Chiefs meeting, but we have them quarterly.
Okay. I just had somebody tell me that as a whole, if you apply for grants, you're more apt to get it than just individual departments. I don't know if that's right or wrong, I don't know.
Well, if you're an ESD, you can do that as a group, but I don't know if you can do it as the association.
Well, like
I
they were
think-
saying, you'd have to get like one of the incorporated cities or maybe the fire marshal or somebody like that to actually apply for it as a group, that you'd have a whole lot better luck getting something that way.
I don't know, it'd be a good question to ask that board.
I know through the state, it's all per department. I mean, you gotta have a 501c3, you gotta have all your documentation to
It's a
set that
lot.
up.
It's
Also,
also,
Well-
with your call volume and stuff like that.
Right.
So for us to be compared to Rossville with their call volume, it would almost cripple us because they're a tenth of what we run.
Well, they were saying as a whole, as basically the county, you get more points because you're covering more area, you know, it's,
But that's an ESD, so
I don't know.
Montgomery County, they use that, but they are an ESD. Smith County, they do, I know they all got new engines last year, but that's because they applied as an ESD.
Right.
Because when they invested it, they were taking over the volunteer departments, which their apparatus was over 20 years old on the average anyways. So it was able to give them the more points because they were all 20 years behind.
right.
It-
And like I said, I don't know, I just,
It's my understanding, it's like TCOG, when the counties apply for something with TCOG, if all of them will come together and agree, a good example, specific example is radios. And we could have got some better infrastructure here in Cooke County had everybody not went out on their own and done different things. If we'd have come together as a group, TCOG likes to support a group, if you will, or an association. And then we're all one team. And I think that's what I've heard in the past.
Anyway, I was just curious, something.
And maybe with the new county fire marshal, maybe, I've talked to him and he's talked about at least have the chiefs, monthly, if not quarterly. And that's something. He's new, so we're gonna all need to figure this out.
Right.
By the way, I think I mentioned to you too, the new fire marshal's already paying dividends, and this young lady right here and this
Yes,
young
yes,
lady
yes.
right here all came together basically and said, hey, you guys made a mistake last Monday, and here's what the way it should be, so.
Well, that was an information that was put in our packet.
When I found out about the meeting, that's when I went and looked, and then,
Yeah,
Jason's messaged me, and I thought, okay, I thought, he went with the 750, I thought that was on top of the 15.
Well, like
I was telling
I
my
thought we
guys-
were at $5
Yeah,
going.
I told my guys, hey, we're gonna get bumped up by 2250.
yeah.
Well,
And then I had to redact on all that, and
What's sad, Kyle, we all showed our ignorance.
Well,
Didn't
yeah.
any of us know, and
I mean, I'd said I think we're at $5. And I read
you,
it,
I had to go back and look, but
and I read the contract, and it's like, I don't think
And
it's
what we
fine.
didn't realize, it's gone up $5 each year for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
It went up
it is.
$10 and we didn't even know it.
Yeah.
We're all sitting here thinking it's $5. So anyway, it should be corrected now.
And I already took the blame, so therefore.
In our defense, we
No way.
read thousands of
Sheets
budget
of paper and
lines.
budgets, yeah.
I-
And ignorance not a
It's
not an ugly
yeah,
word.
Yeah, well, it sounds
Don't
that
blame
way.
them, blame me. It's mine.
It-
But
our-
I just wanted to put in a plug for our new fire marshal there. He said, wait a minute, guys, he's already looking out for you. And these two are too, right here. So,
I thanked her.
Yeah,
I
we
did
talked.
thank her, and I did thank Keith, so.
yeah, there you go.
Are the departments watching Firehouse Sub website, because they can
Yes,
apply
ma'am.
for grants?
Yeah, we did receive one of them, for a rescue grant, so we're all getting new rescue tools here, probably around October. So, I mean, we're applying for everything, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
With this, with our tanker situation.
Yeah, and that's the deal with the forestry service now. The states give us money, but it's only like 250,000.
Well, I did apply for catastrophic loss, I filed all that a couple of days ago with the Forestry Service. They gotta send out and assess the damage on the truck.
Right.
And then they'll, she said up to 15,000
Yeah.
repairs, and I was like,
Won't touch it.
no. And the tank itself is 41 years old.
Yeah.
I think it's from '84, so I'm sure it's lost all its integrity. We've had this thing repaired multiple times.
Right.
So
It's a tank, it's that old military truck, isn't it, Kyle? Is that
no,
what-
it's an international
Chassis.
Cabin chassis was donated by Tim Sick, Quasar, and then they took the old tank off the police truck like y'all have, that green one. I believe it was the same truck.
Is the tank still got its integrity though? Does that tank meet y'all's needs? Because they may still have some of those at Fort Worth in surplus that we could get for a little bit of nothing for a tank, just a
Yeah,
tank.
yeah.
But I mean, if you want to go look at that, we could.
Okay, but I got another problem with that, is it's a 13 speed, and I got 5 members out of
Can't
28
drive.
that can drive the thing, so I get the pinch with that if those 5 are not available to
And with the volunteer fire departments, our regulations have got a lot stiffer than what they used to be. I mean, our insurances, I mean, it's gotten a lot different than it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta, they're putting the strains down on us too, so, as far as fire departments.
And like I said, it's our legislators, I mean, and
Absolutely.
and deaf and things of that nature.
The
You know.
Forest Service, she did say that it was about to cut loose with a bunch of money, so there could be another round of trucks going around. There's only been like two rounds, she said, because she said we got one in the second round. And we received a truck in 2018, so there's somewhere around a 10-year gap you have to wait.
Right. You get on that list like you're on a hunting list, like you
Yes,
go
yeah,
hunting.
just moving up the board, so.
Yeah.
Texas Association of Counties website has a section for grants, and they have a section for volunteer fire departments.
Through TAC?
Well, they list
Talk about it.
resources.
Okay.
It's grants available for rural volunteer fire departments.
Well, you know, we're in Lindsay, you can call us for a tanker anytime. And I've got one set up at the county barn too, but I get it. But you need help, holler.
I don't want to have to use y'all's resources, pull y'all through somebody's fire district to come to us.
We'll get through it.
We've done it before. It's
Yeah.
just one of these times, you know, y'all gonna be out there when y'all need it over there.
Right.
Then we're real in a real good.
And we've talked about that through the chiefs meetings, you know, backfilling back.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's very important to, as a chief or even your fire departments, to be, you know, listening to the radio. Of course, my wife don't like me listening to it all the time, but especially this time of the year, I like to be aware. But you get a structure fire, that can happen right now.
Right now.
You know, so.
And Kyle, it might have been before you, but you know, our tanker was the primary tanker for Galesburg Fire for years, back in '05 and stuff. And ours is sitting there, it's not always full of water, it might take us a minute to fill up, but if you get in a bind, yell at us. You know, we'll try to help you out. And I think it's the same, operates the same way yours does, right? Valves and all that, you hook up and,
Y'all, I don't know what force connections y'all have, y'all.
I think we've got everything you need right off the belly.
I don't know, have fire.
I mean, we fill off a hydrant and stuff like that.
As far as like on your discharges and stuff, y'all go with those cam locks or whatever, I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cam locks.
and we can feed off the back of it when we're watering, roads, but I think we can pump right off onto you guys. Stop looking at it.
Most of us got the adapters to hook onto y'all off that cam.
Yeah, I
bet
know
you
we've
do.
done it because I know we've been on a fire since then, but I think the one that comes to mind is when we had the big fire north of Galesburg. I know we took it up there and you guys used it, so.
Right, yeah.
Okay, all right.
How was
We
it?
ready to move on?
Okay. Anybody else on the fire departments? You guys have anything else? We gained a little headway.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about the mistake, but anyway, it sounds, 1750 sounds a lot better than 750, I guarantee you.
It'll work.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank y'all.
Y'all be safe.
Thanks, thank you.
You're welcome to stick around for the rest of this.
I got a fishing fry. Thank you.
You can open a vein and just stay here if you
Good luck. Thank you.
take care. Okay, item number 2, continued. Anybody else have anything that we need to discuss on the proposed budget?
I've got two items.
Anything? Well, go ahead.
We discussed IT and part-time clerical versus part-time technical. Admin, I think, like $11, technical 17. In visiting with Darrell, he can put the technician to work. I would suggest that we pay the $17 and some and make it a technical part-time at 29 hours. 29 hours is the most, isn't it?
Per week.
Before it goes to benefits.
Okay. Anybody else have anything on that? Darrell, do you have any comments?
I just want to thank you all for considering the requests from IT. I think adding a part-timer at this point would really strengthen us, give us a little more speed in responding to things, and we need that at this point. The clerk position or the technician would be welcome, but the technician would be a bit more welcome. So I thank you.
With that, do you still need the ticketing system or not?
If I could get the technical position, I'd be happy to put the software aside, and that way you can save that $1,500 a year. The ticketing would be useful, but the technician would be much more useful.
So what would your proposal be on this then?
My suggestion is go ahead and staff him with the part-time, and it will be a technical position, not a admin assistant, secretarial type support.
Both are in the budget right now.
Yeah. And delete the 1,500 for the software.
Okay. Anybody have any problems with that? You had something else?
I do.
Okay.
We talked about ambulances and remounts versus new. Well, our favorite auditor pointed out that if we do a remount and we get a grant from the state, they won't pay for the remount. I'm highly optimistic that we will get the grant despite we have a pretty solid department right now. My suggestion would be to budget the new one, wait to budget it till we're sure we get the grant, but anyway, budget a new one without the remount and let the grant pay for it.
Will they, if you order it, will the grant cover it? I thought it had to be, couldn't be in progress before, is
Well,
that?
the grant is supposed to open October 1st.
Okay.
You're not gonna order it until you find out.
Yeah.
Right?
So
You wouldn't order it till we found out if we got the grant or not.
if we didn't get the grant, we order the remount.
Yeah.
And that's
But-
gonna delay
But you gotta
West,
budget
but that's the
money.
way
If
to
you
do
don't,
it.
You can't move it.
Right.
But it's under the control of the comptroller's office, like SB 22 was. And
Right.
So, I mean, they allowed everybody to apply for the SB 22 and then created the rules afterwards.
I don't know
So,
why they didn't run that through the forestry service with like the fire truck grants.
well, all the
But they
grants
don't
used to
run
go
anything
through
else
the
through the
governor's
forestry, right?
office, but
I mean,
they
you guys,
moved now.
but
At
that,
the end of the day, I mean, it's probably not gonna come out of this budget anyway, it's gonna wind up being the next year, right?
It don't.
As long as it takes for them to get it.
well, it'll be next year anyway. So, in other words, this is a 26 budget, we should be able to get it in 26.
Oh, I thought he was saying it'd be 27.
27, yeah.
But if you get it in the works, that's part of the process, but you gotta have the money budgeted for it to be able to make it go.
So,
It might be in the next budget,
Yeah.
but to get the grant coming in, you gotta have it. And they'll give you probably 8 to 10 months with an extension, maybe. I mean, we get
I
that.
don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, I mean, we're on that right now with a fire truck. I mean, it's supposed to be here in September, they told us, September, October. No, it's supposed to be here in October. The grants expired for the grant in September, so we already wrote for a extension, told them where we're at, and they're all right with it. But that's the forestry service, that ain't the AG dealing with it,
Well, this is comptroller.
but comptroller, right?
so my suggestion would be that we hold off on the order until we get an idea about the grant, but, I mean, we budget the money.
Right.
We budget the money for a new versus a remount.
What was it, 350 compared to 2 something?
314, wasn't it, or something? She'll know.
314 versus 224.
Yeah.
So, and you, but, is that good rationale? I mean, it'll postpone it, but if we're gonna be out into 27 anyway, it's just,
So it's just a budgeting, at this point, just a budgeting.
yeah, but it's a budget that can save us. Base, it's a roll of the dice.
Right,
Uh,
right.
And then if we don't get the grant, we go back to a remount.
Yeah.
And so we don't wanna go earmark that money for something else.
But you feel pretty confident well, I do too.
I mean, if they do it like they did SB 22,
Yeah,
then the odds are pretty good.
yeah.
It's 314, 622 versus 229, 25.
So, You're gonna put 314 in
It's
the
already
budget?
in there.
Okay. All right, that's the two that I happened to, well, I had the fire department down for a third one to address here, but that's,
I don't have anything as far as the overall budget. I'll get with Shelley on my individual numbers,
Okay.
now that I know my fund balance.
Matt, did you have anything to propose, or?
No, I guess not.
Adam?
I think I'm good.
Let me think if I can come up with something here. How about, I brought it up before, and I'll bring it up again, and I'll bring it up, I guess, as long as I'm around, but let's go back and just discuss the EA again. I would like to see if there's any interest in the EA position, and go with that. What say you guys?
I would
If we could,
eventually
if
like
the
to see
part-time
us.
could do it, if the full-time and the part-time could handle it, I'd be all for it. But every time it's like we keep adding another, I mean, I know, I don't know. We had a end number where we knew where we was at, that would,
But I mean, right now, we would have a full-time and a part-time that's already been being paid,
Right.
right? So,
Right.
and I thought Katie said that was nothing, she has her chapter 19 fund that for another second part-time.
We have a
She
chapter
did.
19 that's funded part-time, that you can't use in that.
Right, but I'm just saying that would give, I don't know, what Katie, I was a little confused what Katie was saying the other day.
first she said that would be good, and then she come back and also had another full-time.
No, we said that we would need an EA, and then we said that I would give up a part-time, or a full-time, she would give up her part-time. It's already funded, so you would only have to fund the EA.
But I was under the impression that Katie, your girl, was wanting to be the EA. Is that
She's interested in it, but it's not guaranteed that she would get it because it's up to the board.
right?
we were trying to arrive at numbers. I think all of us trying to arrive at numbers, and Catherine was kind enough to send us I think the whole 254 counties and what they were spending. And I sorted the Excel spreadsheet and done it by counties, ranging from 31,000 to 44,000, which I thought was about where we are, somewhere in there. And those that were keeping records, the least expensive, and they had 21,000 people, 21,000 voters, 32,000 people, was $225,000. And the most expensive was 400,000. So that's some kind of comparison as to what it would cost us, somewhere in there. So.
It seems like, and I eventually want to get there. It just seems like even money aside, which we don't have any, to fund it properly, no matter what, we're going to come out of savings to fund it this year. But we don't even have a plan. We don't have all the particulars. We don't have everything, all of our ducks in a row to get it going for 2026. You know, it's like every time we talked about it, every time the conversation comes up, it goes a different way or a different thing or a different plan to get there. It's always something different, and I think we just got to get our ducks in a row. I want to see us go there eventually. We just, it's like we don't have all of our ducks in a row to do it. Like if the ask is there and we got to find the money, but we still don't have the plan to do it. And even if we budgeted it this year, I don't think we can have it in, I don't even think we could have it enacted within 6 months. No plan. That makes sense? I'm rambling, but.
Judge, did you get an opportunity to speak to any of the taxing entities and see how much they were willing to contribute to offset costs?
Say again now.
Did you get an opportunity to talk to any of the taxing entities to see how much they were willing to contribute to offset our cost?
Well, I did, and it's one of these things that you're not gonna get an answer.
So who'd you talk to?
I talked to Gainesville, I talked to school district, okay?
Talk to Gainesville School District.
Yeah, and nobody is willing to say, well, it's gonna cost us probably about this much or whatever, because they don't know. They have no idea. They haven't been here before either.
And you see with that email I sent out, you have to even to do that, it has to be a joint election administrator. And I don't know, I sent you the code on, if y'all looked at that code, I've read it 2 times, and it's, I'm not an attorney, I almost need an attorney would have to draw up a contract to do that. If
Almost
we're
like
just
we
getting an
need to get
election
all the-
administrator, you can't do that. And they don't have to sign the contract either. And so I'm thinking, why would they? And I get it, if they really, really want one, they might say pay $6,000 a year to fund it. And then what if they don't have an election for 2 or 3 years? So I don't know if you ask them that, if they.
So that's the question that I keep bringing up. Even if there isn't an election, we're still paying the cost every year. And everybody wants us to do it.
Everybody wants us to do it.
And
I understand because it has to be done. We're the people who
Right.
have to do it. But
Right.
all of these people coming to us want us to do it,
Well, and that was
but they
the
don't.
fact, they come saying, we're willing to pay, well, what are you willing to pay?
I
And
get it.
Do you
And I don't know,
understand
how
that-
much, by looking at this, I wouldn't want to be the one, and there's gotta be a committee that decides that. How much do they pay?
That's
And
what
there's
we
some
need-
entities that may do that just to
See,
get, because
and-
there's a new, we just got back from an election conference, and we talked to several counties around us that are getting one this year, and we're kinda telling that we're trying, and they were like, why won't they do it? They're just shocked.
We need that. We need that.
I mean-
we need them to come talk to us. Somebody who's
Because
done
they've been
it.
asking for
Somebody
years
who's
too,
done it.
but all these there's a new House Bill 1270, now I forgot what it was, but anyway, it's changing where they can change their address during early voting and the day of. That is gonna be, even the Secretary of State couldn't answer how that's gonna work, but if you had an EA, I know it would be a lot easier.
They
It's
just
great.
let me
got a
ask-
staff person. If it's gonna create work, then it's just gonna add to somebody's staff, would be my guess.
So let me ask this before I forget. So that person you're talking to just getting an EA, what size of county are they? Are they a county?
They're
like Denton County,
40,000,
where-
40,000 registered voters. They're
Okay.
a little bit bigger than
So
us.
it's a county that has to think about the financial decision. 'Cause like if it's somebody like Denton County, I can't even listen to what they say because
No, they're,
$500,000 doesn't hurt their budget. Where
Right.
like it's a large decision for us. So
Right.
that's the people I want to talk to. So what I was going to say a while ago is because we don't have our ducks in a row, it's almost like we need to get all the players in the room.
Well,
We need to have
here's
all the school districts, the hospital, the
Here's
college.
the problem, though. When, you go and ask the school district, you ask the city of Gainesville, how much are you willing to, well, they're not willing to give anything.
And
As
some of-
long as we're willing to do it, they're
Yeah.
not willing.
Well,
So that's a question they
That's
will
human
not,
nature. So-
cannot answer.
So there are dollars that we are paying out now regardless. So there is a number that, we already pay. But then there's going to be this increased number and we need to see if they're willing to help with that number every year, whether there's an election or not. That would be the question. So that it doesn't all just fall on the county,
Well, you might, and it's too late this year.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have the ducks are not in the row.
I mean, we now have maybe a consideration or an opportunity for a joint administrator. Well, to do that, you're gonna have to find a Gainesville or a Gainesville ISD or
So-
somebody that's willing to do that. I mean, I get why
So
the
if we-
city council.
If we looked at this like the appraisal district, I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So they collect taxes Gainesville ISD pays a percentage of what they collect. I'm sure, like we do, we all have a kind of a vote on the table. And it's with that board being the judge, Pam, Brandy, the Democratic and the Republican Party, I think is what it is.
President.
That's the board.
Chair, I guess.
And now, how do you pay that? Well, does it come through the county to pay that? I guess.
No,
Or does the
each entity
board?
pays a percentage of what that appraisal district generates, is the way I think.
So
that
on
works.
this, shouldn't it be the same thing?
Proportionate.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Whether you have an election or not,
You gotta pay.
But,
You gotta
but,
stay part of the team.
you know, back to what I'm saying, here's the problem. Okay, City of Gainesville, how much are you willing to pay for an EA? Well, they can't answer that.
You know why they can't?
But they don't have a number.
Because
We
they
don't have a
expect-
number.
because we don't have a number for
Because
them.
well, we don't have a number, but by the same token, as long as they expect us to pay for it, they're not gonna jump out there and give a number that we can hold their feet to the fire on.
So one thing that I haven't had a chance to talk to you, or maybe I did. So I brought it up to even just somebody in Pam's office when she was gone one day.
What?
So like, right now during the election, and I'm not gonna say Pam and Brandy, because it might not be Pam and Brandy tomorrow. The clerk and the collector's office, when there's an election going on, y'all get all your staffs to chip in and do whatever they need to do to make that election happen. Like, because you can go to your girls and say, hey, I need y'all to work late tonight. We got to do this. You can go to your staff and say, hey, we got to work late tonight. We got to get this done. What happens if we have a low-staffed EA? Like, you know, let's say it's a 3-person staff or even a 4-person staff, and they can't get it done in election time. What happens then? They're not going to have this extra staff with
They
both
don't
of
need
your
it.
offices
They
collecting.
got 8 hours a day to work on it, where I have 1 or 2 hours a day to work on it.
Well, I know,
It's
but
gonna
what
be-
about at election time?
Well, on election night, yes, they will have to have a staff, just like we do. They will either, a lot of counties just hire staff, just like they do their judges
So
on
that's
election
the
day.
added part of the number. You know, these are all the things. You know, because like right now, you can just get it done because it's all hands on deck out of 2 offices. But if you don't have that anymore, like we have to
You
account
pay
for
it
that.
now, you're paying
Well-
my judges, my office to work overtime, you're
Right.
paying them.
There's no shortage.
I don't get any overtime, and if there's an EA, they get comp time. They
You
wouldn't
guys
get
don't
paid
have any
overtime,
shortage. I'm sorry.
they get comp time.
You guys don't have any shortage of volunteers to come and help you do
There's
things.
no such
They're
thing
not
as
volunteers, they're
Well,
none of their volunteers.
you know what I'm talking about. They're not,
People that are willing to help.
they're not our employees either, okay?
Yeah.
No, they're not
Election-
volunteers.
Central
Count is my employees also.
Okay.
So these are all the things, all these ducks that we have to get in a row to make sure we have everything
But
covered.
right
Or
now-
it'll be a bigger mess than it is right. Not that it's a mess, but it'll be a bigger headache and a nightmare. But just separate it over. I can't get it out what I'm trying to
I
say,
know.
but
I think it'd be easy.
you have a collaborative of 2 offices make this happen, and that would be gone.
But you should have these 3 people that are working on it round the clock,
Yeah,
all year long. They should be way ahead of these
they
2.
would be.
In theory.
I
promise
mean,
you. I'm so
I'm
glad
not saying
they're
that
doing
y'all, y'all do a hell of a job, so.
And doing it accurate.
Yeah.
Because we both know that we're probably not as accurate with a lot of things because we don't have that time.
Right.
We do it the best we can. There's some things that we're probably not doing right, but we get it
So
done.
many
But they're getting done. It's getting done.
Get it done.
So many changes are coming though.
They're gonna extend the election period, right, from just one day. Now, early voting is,
It's
what
gonna
do
be-
they do?
We just don't have a break.
Yeah.
You
Gonna
don't
be a
have-
And I don't know
full-time
how,
election.
I don't know how we're gonna do it. The entities, there's no way that, I don't know. I don't even know how they could do it.
But
And that's what they're saying, that's what they're
right
worried
now,
about.
during those elections is when y'all get, when all the, I'm gonna call them mistakes, y'all don't know, the uncurrent information. That's when issues come up with people's voter registrations as to whether or not it's valid, and is it a good ballot, and all that stuff. So when we get an EA with 2 or 3 people, even though they've done their best throughout the year, you're still subject to have this influx of mistakes that has to be dealt with. And the only place they can be dealt with is through those 3 people. Where you guys right now address it with a group. I
got one or two that work in my side.
Well, let me say a couple of things here real quick. One of the worst things that can happen, and I think the 2 of you can attest to this, is have a bad election where things go wrong and people feel disenfranchised and don't get to vote, or, that sort of thing, okay? And I think probably sometime in Cook County's history, we've had situations like that where, the whole county looks terribly, terribly bad just because of an election, for instance, because the people running the election didn't know what they were doing or had problems or something like that. Let me just throw that out there to ponder. The other thing is, you mentioned just a few minutes ago that we're not used to doing things without planning and one thing and another. That's not entirely true either. We've got the thing I'm not ever supposed to mention again, sitting right over here on this corner over here. We have no idea what we're going to do with, and yet we're spending money on that thing. So there, I've said it. It's
Well,
out there.
Judge, let's assume a minute that they give up their salaries, their part-time salary, their full-time salary, and say we can do it for as little as $100,000. What are you gonna pay for it out of?
No, I just threw it out there.
No, if you're
Yeah.
supporting this, tell us. how
Same
we're gonna
thing
pay-
you were gonna pay for,
It doesn't
this
have anything
over
to do with
here.
it. It's not even coming out of the same bucket of money. But see, you're saying we spent money. We really haven't spent money.
no, yet.
Okay, so,
Well, now, see, that's not even true. Rick, hey, Rick, I asked you a question the other day. What does it cost you to just keep that building going over there that we're doing nothing with?
I don't really have a number, utility bills.
Yeah,
We are doing something with it. It is in the planning stages. We're waiting on the assessment from the engineering department. So don't
Okay,
sit
so
here
there
and
is a
say to the
plan.
public that nothing is going on. We are in the very early stages of planning.
we're in the
okay.
very early stages
But
of
don't
planning.
sit,
All right, I
don't
got
sit here
something here.
and
Let's-
say that nothing
Okay.
is
We're gonna sit here
going
and
on.
argue all day long and get nowhere. Why don't we, kinda like we did down, let's put 100,000 in there. Let's sit down and see what we can figure out here in the next month. If we can get it going, great. If we don't, I mean, 100,000 should cover hiring an EA, getting the equipment. We've already paying 2 employees, right? So we're already paying, I mean, you're gonna give up your,
Being a full-time or adding a part-time.
right, and y'all are both willing to give them up, right?
And our
And you give up
stipend,
your
which is
stipend.
And your
$10,000.
stipend, whatever, yeah.
and so that's about $80,000. That's what I think where we figured out.
We add 100, you're saying add 100 to it, put us at
Yeah.
180.
What's the 100?
And so,
Well, the 100 would be for your EA, to pay your
Well,
EA
again,
and your,
We don't have, it's our
Whatever
plan, he's just
miscellaneous.
like a hypothetical, if we tried to build it.
they're thinking 100,000 in addition. We know a budget, the lease budget of this is $242,000.
But
Okay?
100,000 is not gonna cover the salary.
Right.
With fringe benefits, insurance, and a salary.
Okay. And
what
see,
we're paying. I mean,
Even if you did around 50,000, it would.
But
I mean, there's some of them here that are making 46, I mean, according to the scale she sent us. I mean, I don't know what we're planning on paying them
That's
or
what,
what.
I don't know, that'd be
It,
all,
it goes
that's y'all's
back to
decision. if it's-
my argument last week in the debate is we don't know what we're gonna spend and we don't know what we're gonna bring in. If we spend 100,000, it's gonna come out of savings. And we can't pay for it today. So that number's gonna continue on and on into perpetuity. So it's, I can't get on board right now. I mean, again, I wouldn't invest in a product out of my personal account, not knowing what it was gonna cost me, and how I was
Well,
gonna
we're
pay
not,
for
I
it.
mean, we're putting it out there just, if we can't get it worked out, then it stays right where it's at and we move on down the road, just
I-
like the
I
EMS.
And you
I
just
understand
answered
what
your
he's
question,
saying.
where does it come from? Well, it has to come out of savings.
I get it.
But he's saying perpetual number.
I mean, it's for on and on. And again, nobody's knocking on my door saying we need an EA.
I mean,
I mean.
I could argue with you on that, and several other things too, but
Yeah, well, that's
we're not
true.
gonna get nowhere.
They're knocking on your door, they're knocking on our doors when we're doing the
That's
election.
right.
No,
When we're taking
There is-
phone calls.
I will agree, there's definitely a group knocking for that. I
But
agree.
I
I understand what Matt's saying, but, and then, so that goes to what I was saying is, I can be for it, but we don't have our ducks in a row. And even if, with what Matt's saying, like, if we figured out a way to get our ducks in a row, the money, some of that money would be there, but if we don't get our ducks in a row, it still doesn't happen. But, you know, like, this goes to you, Judge, like, to me, this is one of the things that the judge should be doing if this is something that you want to see happen, like, these are the plans, and other county judges, you get together and talk to them and go to the trainings for all this, and these are some things that the plan that I would like to see come from your desk, this is how it's gonna happen, like, cause we.
I just
That-
told you
that-
how it's
yeah.
gonna happen.
well,
But
Okay.
you still don't
Yeah,
have the
you-
ducks, you know.
No, I just told you how it's gonna happen. And I've told you for 2.5 years how it's
Okay,
gonna happen.
and I've
This,
are
the
you talking about that
EA is
building?
gonna happen, that building is gonna go away. That's what
Okay.
I've told you.
But
all
I've told
along.
you 100 times,
Okay.
that money is a whole different pot, and you can't mix and mingle those funds, they're separate things, so that's a moot point, I've told you that 1,000,000 times, you can't do that.
Okay.
We can sell that building, and that money has to go back into the fund that would buy another building.
But you're big talk about all these other judges and everything else.
I'm just saying-
All these other judges will tell you the same thing that I'm telling you right now. Don't buy something you don't need and pay for
But
something
what I'm
that you
saying
do
is,
need.
if it's something that we
Simple.
wanna see done, we gotta have somebody that's gonna help put the plan together, orchestrate it, see how it's gonna go. I'm just saying, I'm not like throwing you under the bus or being a jerk, I'm saying, like,
You are.
what I was asking is what part of the general fund do you want to pay it out of? Because right now it doesn't exist. And so the answer is, we're going to reduce savings, reduce
right.
fund balance
That's right.
to buy into something that we don't know what's going to cost us. And that, to me, is not a good business decision.
Okay, now, let's go back to this building over here.
Judge, get
Is
over it.
the same thing?
No, it's not. That's
It's
what you
not.
don't get.
How's
It's
that
not.
different?
it's a
What do you-
different.
what
That
are
is
we
a
gonna
capital
get?
investment
It'd be
on
just-
infrastructure that's not going to
Okay.
be a
It'd be
salary
just
for
like
the
you
rest
want to
of our
pay for it out
days.
of Road and Bridge, you can't
All
have
right.
that money. They're
Matt was
separate
right,
funds.
we're just arguing about something that's not gonna, I promised I wouldn't talk about it anymore anyway, so.
Yeah. But the focus on the EA and what we're going to do with it. So.
And I am with Matt. If we could try to figure out the plan, I just don't see the plan happening for budget year 2026.
Well,
I just don't see
and
it.
I will debate it until the bitter end. If we don't know
I
what we're
understand.
getting in revenues,
I understand
then
that too. That's
why
part of the
are we
plan.
signing up for it?
That's part of the plan.
And what I'm hearing from the people that's attempting to do that, and I understand why, they're going to other cities and saying, what are you willing to pay? Well, what's it going to cost the county? Well, I don't know, but hell, I'd like for you to buy in on it.
Yeah, we
You know?
we don't have the plan to even go to them. you know. And
Anyway, that's one, that we can throw it in the budget, but
Like
we need not to forget it and leave it in there unless somebody can give us more detail on what we got right now. Because like I said, we got a good group of people doing it, and it ain't broke. And again, had we not reduced our revenues, Judge, it'd have been a whole lot more palatable to spend money. We ready to go to tax rate? That
I
was real
mean-
simple.
I mean, I'm,
Wait a minute,
yeah,
did
I'm,
you have anything you wanted to bring up?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Matt, anything else you wanna
I mean-
bring up?
No.
I just,
You guys? Nothing else?
We're good.
You want to know what the salaries would cost you? At 50, it would cost you 73,730. At 60, it'd cost you 85,275, and at 70,000, it costs you 96,820.
And then you got part-time on top of that, which they say is a wash, okay?
Well, this is just a
Which we're
higher,
already paying.
higher.
And they're paying another one out of another fund. If the fund goes away, we pay that.
And there's-
We went from a part-time and went from a full-time to, we need a full-time and a part-time. And then as Catherine said here, who is a person that's interested in the job the other day, it basically went to 2 full-times and a part-time.
Well, this is the higher an EA that's not budgeted right
Yeah.
now.
So,
The other two just moved out of the respective departments into another department.
yeah. But that's probably not all the cost. That salary's not all the cost. There's
No,
housing,
you'll
computers, I
need, you'll
mean,
need supplies, you'll need to pay for the people that move the boxes or whatever, and,
and when those 3 get overwhelmed
well,
during
if you
that.
move the election budget over,
And when those 3 get overwhelmed, then it fall back on you guys to help them, and we're just gonna comp it.
Well,
But people's gotta
They
understand, comp
already
time is real
hire
money.
people to,
They're
when they
all-
get overwhelmed, they already hire people to come in and help them. I mean, that part's not going away.
well,
It's there.
but you got 6 employees in their office and 9 employees, how many have you got? So you got 15 people that can help. You create an EA, you got 3 people.
Yeah,
That's
that-
what he's saying.
Yeah, that was my.
Right,
for
and
2
when
weeks.
it comes crunch time after hours, we're still paying people to come in and help do it, right?
Regardless.
We're paying our own employees.
To be
Full-
central council still.
Oh,
They
overtime.
Still do that.
Right.
Yeah, they would
And
still-
they're available.
Just like they
That's
do now, that
important.
would be no different.
We're not hiring election judges to do that. We're paying our own employees.
But
At-
guess-
But we're
Guess who's
still
over
paying
it?
for it.
Guess who's
Right.
over the EA?
County judge and
County
those
judge,
2.
Pam, Brandy, they're over her. So y'all are gonna make sure, because if she messes up, y'all are gonna be the one to go, this ain't working.
And you can't come back on the court.
No.
I mean, because now we're out of it. And we're gonna spend those salaries, if it's $242,000, using a small number, we're gonna spend that money, and we got 0 control.
You have your control through your elected officials.
Well,
Does it work in other counties?
Well, it depends on who you ask, Judge, and in some counties, the governor's trying to get rid of it. So,
What? The governor's trying to get rid of
well,
it.
That's Harrison County, that's a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What'd you say?
5 million
Harrison
people.
County has their own rules. They
Yeah.
make laws because of Harrison County.
Right.
Are they in Texas, Harris County?
Dallas County's just resigned.
and they have
Their
issues,
EA
trust me.
resigned.
They have issues.
Okay.
So,
Well, okay, I think Gary had one good idea. Let's move on to taxes here.
Did we make a decision on that?
Not yet, not yet. Item number 3, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the approval of the proposed FY '26 budget.
No action on number 2, right?
No action on, well,
but we don't vote
on 2.
we don't vote on this approval, do we?
No,
It's just,
Make sure y'all.
it's just no action.
we're just in
We're just ready to move on.
consensus,
Yeah.
yeah, on most of it.
We're just deciding whether to move on to taxes right now. Is that everybody's consensus? All right, item number 4, deliberate and consider.
You have to do the budget before you do taxes.
That's what I was doing.
But the question is, do we vote on the preliminary? It's
On the
just
proposed-
I mean, you
approved.
did last year. I guess you don't have to, but you did. You don't have to.
Statute doesn't require
No.
a vote on the proposed budget. As the budget officer puts the budget together and files it with the county clerk. It
That's
doesn't
right.
have to come through commissioner's court at
This
all.
is-
Yeah.
That's why I
But if
said,
y'all want
is
to
there
vote for it,
any other discussion? We're ready to move
We're
on.
on 3 right now, so we're saying no action on 3?
No action on 3.
Okay.
Item number
Action on
4,
2.
yeah.
Right.
Item number 4, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the approval of the proposed tax rate. And this is a roll call vote.
You gotta put the number out there for us, Judge. If you want us to vote on it.
All right, the number is,
Do we have to read that verbiage for the proposed budget, Shelley, where it's
Not till
raising?
final.
not till we
Okay, all right.
do the final.
The final one, you have very specific words.
Okay.
Now, the proposed tax rate is the no new, well, we just have to decide on,
Yeah, I mean, the group can
Yeah.
discuss whether or not they want no new revenues or voter approval
Exactly.
rate.
which one do we want to go with?
You don't have any choice, in my opinion.
The one that I've budgeted is the voter approval rate of .3355.
And we can go 255, we don't have
And
to
it's
do
3155
No,
now, right?
yeah.
Yes.
This budget.
And the no new revenue rate is 3124.
So there's really no choice.
The difference between the two is $1.5 million.
So if you go with the lesser, you reduce your fund balance by another 1.5 million.
And the voter approval rate has unused increments of .0003 in it.
So we're not subject to receive the total 3.5% this year either. Is that correct?
Right.
So, again, guys, spending's an issue.
Say again?
Spending is an issue. I think it's safe to say that unfortunately, we didn't cut a cent out of what we spent last year. So we got 1.2 million plus everything we added on top this year that will, minus the 69,000 that will come out of savings. And we don't know that number yet. But it'll be, my guess is it will be over 1.2 million that we will reduce savings by.
So the no new revenue rate,
No. Well, I mean, if you want to cut the savings by 1.5 million,
well,
go with the no new
that's
revenue.
our first option.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that going once, going twice. This is our decision, not mine.
What is? So what we're gonna do is go just a,
You gotta go to 3.355, Jason, if you
Okay.
want budget. I
so,
mean,
so the voter approval rate,
it's as
but we
high
have
as
to,
you go.
don't we have to be just
No,
No.
under that? We can go to that.
To that,
Yes.
to that.
you can't go over it.
What do we need, a motion?
You guys can,
Well, it's,
I would couch it as you propose the FY '26 tax rate as, and then give the number.
whatever they want to do.
Huh?
do we want to do that or throw, since it's a roll call vote, do you want to each one,
No,
no?
because you have to make a motion and everybody vote.
Okay.
You can't,
Then I'll
each one
make
of
the
them throw
motion.
out a number.
I'll make the motion that the voter approval rate is 3.3355. And Commissioner Hollowell, what would you say?
Did you
want
get a second?
No, no one did. Dadgummit. Who wants to second that? Anybody?
It can't die for a lack of a second. Second it.
Second, Commissioner Hollowell. Commissioner Hollowell, what say you?
I is agreeing with it, right?
Say again? Okay. Commissioner Snuggs,
Aye.
and I say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's 5 ayes. No noes. So our proposed tax rate is .3355. Item number 5, deliberate and consider possible action regarding setting the date for the public hearing on the FY '26 final budget. And that has to be what, September 8th? Okay,
By September 8th.
On.
Or
on
start.
September 8th.
They- You have 20 days to vote the budget,
25.
25.
25 days from today.
25, yeah.
And that makes it the 9th of September. So we might as
So
well
you
do it on.
Can,
Well, the 8th is your
Drop
regular
dead
meeting
date
anyway.
is September the 8th.
can I ask a question?
Sure. Better than anybody I know.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
So, hypothetically, if we were going to go above the voter approval rate,
Automatic, election.
In November.
And what's bad,
so what
you
happens?
set your budget now and you go over, they have the election in November and they don't support it, guess
Then you
where
don't have
you
a
are?
budget anymore.
You go back to zero.
It goes back to
Previous year,
the
doesn't
no new revenue rate.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, just wanted to know.
I'm just curious what happens if you do
Inquiring
that,
minds
yeah. Because to me, it's like, you know, you got all these deadlines, so then we automatically throw it on the ballot for November.
Then-
And
Well,
if
you
we
up-
needed this increase and then they don't vote it in, which would, exactly what would happen, we go back to a budget that's even smaller.
Well,
than
and
this.
then the appraisal districts are to send out the tax bills, so then they owe everybody a refund that's paid, and also have to rerun bills for the new amounts, and,
Let's just do it for
But the bills have been paid, I mean, not really.
well, I mean, some people, when they get their tax bill, they pay it immediately.
Yeah.
So then you have the election in November, the bills go out in October.
What a mess.
Let's put it this way, do you want to keep the windows in your house?
Yes,
Okay. You don't want,
I like my legs not broken too.
okay,
I was just curious.
there you go.
I've never breached that question in my time on the court, so.
In the past, when it was rollback rate to 8%, if you went over, then you just waited and to see if a citizen would file. Now it's automatic.
But it used to be 8.5%.
8.
Eight, was it eight? I thought it was 8.5. Yeah, it was 8.
So we
That's
could
right.
go, so
Went
before
to
the,
3.5.
before that, we could go up 8%
Yeah.
a year.
That's when we didn't go up to 8. We did 7.99.
That's when we tried to be real stingy all that time.
We never did that with me. We did no new revenue up until last year.
Now, the 3.5, they're wanting to go to 2.5.
2.5.
They need to,
that's
they,
right.
the state needs to just back out. They need to get out of our business.
No, You
Yeah.
tell them that.
I don't
We
mind telling
have,
them.
I
Go
mean,
down there and tell
I
them.
send them a message all the time.
I know, for all the good it does.
I actually said that in a realtors meeting 2 or 3 years ago, weird.
Okay, so, are we all good with September the 8th then?
That's a regular court day, is it not?
Yes,
And that's legal, right?
yes, that's the
good.
day it has to be done,
Well, then there's
Yeah, it
no
has to be in a
choice.
regular meeting.
yeah. So do I hear a motion that we re- set the public hearing for the final budget on September the 8th?
I'll make a motion that we set the public hearing for the final budget on September 8th.
Motion Commissioner Snuggs, I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Item number 6, deliberate and consider possible action regarding setting the date for the public hearing regarding the proposed tax rate only if raising rate above no new revenue rate.
And we're not doing that, so we don't
Well,
have to set it,
it's
right?
Yes,
above
you
no
are.
new-
Oh, no new
Yeah.
revenue, I'm sorry,
It's
yeah,
above the no new revenue,
Yeah.
so it has to, yeah.
yeah.
Same thing.
And I would recommend, or I would make a motion that that also be September the 8th.
Do it right before it.
Yep,
What?
the item right before,
Same as the item
yeah,
before.
same day. September the 8th.
Yes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Arndt. All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Item number 7, Commissioner Snuggs.
I'm gonna let somebody else make that motion.
Come on, you.
I make the motion to adjourn.
All right.
Second it.
See, you missed your chance.
Second it.
And
All
I
right.
can't believe you took advantage of him and cheated him out of a spot. Oh.
So we have a motion to adjourn, Commissioner Arndt, second Commissioner Snuggs, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 11:09.